on a set of Generation Iron, and I'm taking my new favorite supplement, Game Face. I used to take Alpha Brain, but it's twice as strong, and I'm a big nootropic guy, and I need it when I do films like this. So, like me, I think you should get your Game Face on. All right, what's going on, guys? Right here, welcome. Right here, baby. Welcome. This is Talkin' Smack, and it's presented by the best nootropic out there. Right there, it's called Game Face. Now, I'm not just saying that, dude. I'm not on the payroll. I don't own a company. There's no fucking promo code for you guys to buy it and mention my name or whatever. The guys who make this, I am friends with, and they sponsor this show. But they have nothing to do with bodybuilding. This is a smart drug, and it is potent. So potent, they can't even sell it on Amazon. There's going to be, they're almost out of it, so they're kind of fire selling it right now, and they're going to actually make a new one, which is going to be even more potent, but with different shit in it. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, Game Face, bro. You can give this shit, if somebody had fucking, I'm not a doctor, okay, so I really shouldn't fucking say shit. But let me tell you something. The stuff in there could help somebody with Alzheimer's, you know what I mean? If you gave it to them, it might help somebody with Alzheimer's. I can't really say that for sure, but you know what I mean? I'm just telling you, it's that strong. There's certain ingredients in there that they do use holistically for Alzheimer's patients. That's why I'm saying that, okay? Right now, go to GameFaceSupplements.com, or I think you can get it on eBay. I think. You could try. GameFaceSupplements.com. Buy 2, you get 1 free. You don't even have to ask them. They're just going to send you. You buy 2, you're going to get 1 free. Okay? And the price is smoke. There's no nootropic smart drug out there that not only compares to this, it smokes Alpha Brain, and it's less than half the price, 1 bottle. Okay? What you pay for 2 bottles, you'd have to buy like 5 or 6 fucking, excuse me. What you pay for 2 bottles of On It Alpha Brain would be like 5 or 6 of these bottles. That's how, the price is great. Alright? The guys who fucking started this did it because they have people in their family with Alzheimer's, their father, okay? They're 2 big, heavy-set guys. They have nothing to do with bodybuilding. They've never lifted a weight in their life. They're already millionaires. They don't need to, they don't own a supplement company. It's not a supplement company, okay? Everybody could benefit from nootropics. Do you need it? It's not for everybody, okay? There's a lot of people, nothing, you don't really need anything in this world, okay? Food. But if you want to focus better, it's not going to make you lit. It's not a pre-workout. You don't take it and you're going to be like, I'm going to be flying like this. Okay? Don't expect that. You will feel a little something, but it's made to be taken. You're supposed to take 3 tablets, right? 3 capsules, sorry. 3 capsules. I take 1 3 times a day because I'm very sensitive to shit. But a lot of guys take 3 in a sitting. Okay, you could take it twice a day, whatever the fuck you want to do. But for me, I'm very sensitive. If I bite the tip of a Viagra, my shit is hard forget about it. The tip. 150 milligram Viagra tablet could fucking last me fucking 5 fucking sex sessions. You know what I mean? I just get a tiny little bit. Alright, so that's neither here nor there. Alright, so I had to give my speech. Because I do believe in the product. I've been taking it since before it was available for sale. Because, you know, I'm fucking 61 years old, alright? So, you know, I gotta get the fucking brain, keep it sharp, you know? And that's what this shit does. It's a nootropic. Nootropic, it's not a fucking pre-workout, okay? But if you mix this with a pre-workout, forget about it. All fucking right. Listen to me. I've been doing shows for Leo Rex. You guys all know I do Generation I work for Generation Iron as well. Okay, MuscleSport mag, of course. You guys see my shit here. That's what you're watching me on. But I also do stuff for RX Muscle, as you all know. Okay, so I do a lot of stuff everywhere. But the thing is, with RX Muscle, we did a show. We got a little political a couple times. Some people don't like it. all right, on the Leo Rex show, Leo on Longevity. I did it with Lee Priest, okay? Lee and I are good friends. I love Lee. We're friends, outside this stuff here, outside the bodybuilding. I hang out with the guy when he's a phenomenal guy. I love him. Fun guy. The way he is on the videos is the way he is in person. We're very passionate about what's going on right now, and it affects everybody. So here's the deal. I know there's a few of you that put in the comments, I can't believe you're talking about politics. I don't come here for that. I want bodybuilding. Okay, I gotcha. But I think what we're going to talk about today is very, very important. I'm just going to sort some stuff out. It's about it's going to affect your life. You know what I mean? What's going on right now affects everybody's life. I don't care if you're a bodybuilder or not. There's bodybuilders who can't even train because gyms are closed or they're opening, or they can't get, what they need to get in order to fucking compete, all right? And there's people commit suicide and a lot of the shit of what's going on today. Now, some of you guys are watching this from other countries. Your country's probably shut down too, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But listen to me before you fucking switch off this shit. Listen to me, okay? I'm going to talk first about Arnold, okay? And I've done my rant on Leo and Longevity, and everybody loved it, and I did my rant, a wicked rant. I did a wicked rant on Dave Palumbo's RX Muscle, on our after-hour show that I always do. And I got to tell you something. It was all cut. It was cut. They had to cut. Now, I knew it was going to be cut. So in fairness to Dave, who's my friend, he told me, Greg, we got to cut a lot of that. Okay. But I'm going to talk about stuff here. And I'm going to let you know the real truth about your hero. Okay. And I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to scream. I'm going to try not to anyway. Like I did over there. I mean, I really went off. Okay. But I want you guys to listen to something. I'm not going to just bash. It's not a bash Arnold fest. And it's not a, just, you're going to have to watch. All right? So, if this is going to bother you, and if you don't like me to talk about this kind of stuff, last show I didn't bring up any political shit, but right now things are really bad, bro. So we have to talk about what's going on. But I'm going to give it to you in a different fucking perspective than anybody else gives it to you, okay? And I'm going to tell you a few things that are going to open your eyes. So, now's the time. If it bothers you, watch my next Talk of Smack. Probably going to go back to just talking about bodybuilding shit or normal stuff or whatever. But today we're going to get a little political, okay? So if it's going to bother you, turn the video off now because I'm getting ready to go, okay? All right, let's get started.
Why go with sugar-filled pre-workouts? Get your game face on and experience true focus all day, every day. This isn't your usual performance pill. These nootropic capsules help you play harder, train better, and focus more. Working out at the gym? Boom. Game Face has you covered. Trying to carry your friends in game? You'll do a lot more than carry. With Game Face, you'll make the enemy rage quit. Need to finish that essay that's due in an hour? You'll wish you found Game Face sooner. A 14-hour car ride with the kids? Don't worry. Game Face will keep you alert the entire time. Try Game Face today and experience a whole new meaning of focus.
What's going on? It's Gregg Valentino. Sometimes I don't always eat right. Okay? There's good mozzarella stick. But I always put my Game Face on. A nootropic, smart drug, the best out there. Buy 2 bottles, get 1 free. Okay, I'm here with the big cheese right here. And listen, I don't recommend, here's the Game Face. I don't recommend dipping it in the gravy like that, see? Like a mozzarella stick. But it helps bring it down a little bit. So put your Game Face on, stop fucking around, buy 2 bottles, you get 1 free. And the price is better than anybody. Nootropic Smart Drug, Game Face, supplements.com. And start eating a little bit better. I'm going to start off with a cough. Excuse me. Corona. I had to do that because I get a cough. The throat is shot. Listen to me, all right? Before I get into the Arnold thing, I just want to say something. I'm going to talk about my parents first. My father and my mother were both artists. Okay, that's what they did for a living. My mother also worked for the school district. Okay, over where we live. Went to the same high school as Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Back then, she was Sandy Cortez. She lives right down the road from me. Okay, we both went to Yorktown High School. But the only difference is she graduated 30 years after I graduated, okay? I graduated in the 70s, and she graduated 2007, all right? I was out of high school. 1978 was really my year for high school, okay, graduate. But, so my parents were artists, okay? And my father was a famous artist, a very, very famous artist. My father actually also was a professor of art. He went to he went to college and everything, and he became like he's got his degree to be a professor, but he never taught classes. He didn't want to teach classes. He actually decided he wanted to stay just being an artist. But he did everything. He was a master calligrapher. That's what he would have been, professor for. He was a master calligrapher, but he also was in every aspect. He started out as a cartoonist and an illustrator, okay? And then, he got into more graphic arts, and, that's where he pretty much, in advertising, he was in the advertising industry. And there's a lot of Italian singers, like Jimmy Roselli, people like that, who my father, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, this 1960s groups and stuff. So some of you young guys would have no idea what I'm talking about. And some of you who are not Italian have no idea, but he used to do album covers for a lot of Italian singers. You know what I mean? Jerry Vale, all these guys, right? So my father was a very famous artist in that respect. And my father also he didn't do paintings, but he did like mosaics and tiles and stuff like that. And he's sold stuff for $100,000. You have no idea. We got a big one in the house here of this is 4x8 tile fucking mosaic that my father did. I'm gonna show it to you, man. If I could get it in this show, I'll stick it in the show. If not, I'll show it to you in another show. Now, my father and my mother were both kind of liberal conservatives, all right? They were different than anybody else, in their era, in their time. Both of them didn't get married till they were in their 30s. So my father was, I think, 31 when he got married. My mother was 29. But the thing is, they didn't have children. I think my mother was 30 when she had me, right? And then my father was like, whatever, 33, whatever. I can't think about that, I get the ages and the dates mixed up, but, so anyway, my father and mother were older. Back in those days, you had kids when you were fucking 20 years old, you're talking in the 50s and 60s, so, I was born in 1960, so, anyway, but my parents waited till later to get married. They did a lot of things before they got married. That's why I'm telling you this, okay? Just bear with me. There's a reason I'm telling you this. I always grew up idolizing my parents. Both of my parents were, rare, all right? I think I've told you guys this, and I'm just going to say it again. My parents had gay friends. My parents went, when they were dating, they used to go to see the drag performers at the Copacabana, all right, in Manhattan, New York City, all right, when they were young. They had friends that were like that. My father... they had black friends, my mother and everything. My mother had dated a Mexican bullfighter from Mexico. She, was in Mexico for a little bit, but, when she was young, in her early 20s, she dated a Mexican bullfighter. My mother was a Ford model back then, with the famous Ford modeling agency, all right? Now, and, she never thought, she thought she might not ever get married because she lived a different kind of life before she met my father. She was, like I said, she was a model, she was jet set, and she was all over the place and everything. And my father was a big time, artist in Manhattan. So then what happens is, So they had me, and they had this, and the reason why I told you about the drag performers, and, I used to go to watch the drag performers back in the 50s. Nobody did that. Okay, it was like taboo. And they had black friends and everything. My mother dated, Mexican. It's funny because my girlfriend's Mexican. But the thing is that I remember, I think I told you this is the part I think I told you, is that when I was a kid, my father we were breaking geodes, these rocks that you break, and and my clipboard fell, hold on. You get the crystals, they're rocks, and you break them like this, you open them up, and there's like all crystals and shit in there, right? And it was this kid I hung out with in school, and I think I told you this already, he used to say the cue ball, when you shoot the cue ball into the black 8-ball, right? If the black ball goes into the pocket, you win. And he used to say, if somebody, like if, we played kickball out there and he'd kick a friggin' home run, he'd come back and he'd say the N ball, the N word. Get this. The N ball wins them all. Alright? But he would say the word. And anytime he did anything like that, if he scored 100 on a test, the N ball wins them all, he used to say. It was just a saying. I didn't even know what it meant. I never heard the word before. So I went home when my father was breaking them fucking geodes one day, and I saw break it open, and he had looked like fucking diamonds in it. It was like all crystals. And I said, the end ball wins them all. And my father grabbed me like this and lifted me off the ground. And he said, if you ever say that word again, I'll kick your fucking ass. And my father didn't curse. He didn't say fuck. He said, I'll kick your goddamn ass. There you go. Okay? And, for my father to even say goddamn, my father and my mother went to church. They were Catholic. They were, Italian. Or they were real, Guinea thinking and stuff. But they went to church mass every morning at 8 o'clock. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And my father was the head of a Catholic organization. And he was also, at one time, the vice president of the Christopher Columbus Society, which is an Italian society in New York, okay? So my father and mother had this jet set mindset, and every year they go out with friends and stuff and go to Puerto Rico, and they love the Spanish culture, and they would go to Mexico and all that stuff. But my father did not I never heard either my mother or my father. They didn't curse, and he did not. Well, look at me, and he did not use any racial slurs ever. And if I ever said after that day, after I said the N-word in front of my father, okay? After I said that, I almost pissed my pants because he was brutally pissed off of me. Brutally pissed off. Okay? And we had a great relationship, But he said, if I ever catch you say that word again, I'll kick your goddamn ass. And I knew he meant it. For him to say curse like that, I knew he meant it. And I grew up idolizing my father because he was a tough guy, okay? And he was a rugged guy, but he was gentle. You know what I mean? Rugged but gentle. You understand what I'm saying? I already gave you the speech about what my father did with the teachers and everything. I already told you all about that in another. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at a past Talk of Smack. Okay? So now you get that. Alright? So now you understand that. Alright? I grew up idolizing my father and my mother. Everybody loved my mother and my father. They were two rare fucking people. They had liberal thinking. They didn't give a shit. You gay, straight, they didn't care. You come eat at my dinner table. They didn't care what color your skin is. They didn't give two shits about that. They didn't care. They didn't care, okay? Now, let me get to what I'm getting at. What's going on? I'm a firm believer in sound nutrition. But sometimes my memory gets a little fucked up. So I take Game Face. And right now, you can get 2 bottles of Game Face and get the third one free. Because I'm sitting right here with the big cheese of Game Face. So, you want to start getting healthy? You want to start eating right? Get your Game Face on. Stop fucking around. GameFaceSupplements.com. My favorite supplement right here. I'm going to take it right now. And, I'm biting it. Salute. All right. Arnold Schwarzenegger came out with a speech, and he talked about how terrible, Donald Trump is, and how Donald Trump, his supporters charging the White House, right? And how he's, he believed that, Donald Trump's inciting riots, and he compared Donald Trump to the Nazis. looked like Hitler, you know? And he said that it reminded him of the days when he was young and he broke the glass, the night of broken glass, okay? I have notes written down here because, you know, there's so much bullshit here. I gotta try to remember, alright? Alright. So, anyway, so the night of broken glass. So now, he compared the night of broken glass, because that's when the Germans, you know, they broke the Jews, the Jews, the businesses, the apartments, you know, the houses and everything. They broke everybody's fucking, you know, the Nazis in Austria did that shit, okay? And he said it reminded him of that. Now, first of all, I gotta be honest with you. I'm insulted by even anybody comparing somebody storming the White House, all right, with the genocide of almost a whole of all the Jews in Europe. I mean, do you know how many Jews died in Europe? Do you have any fucking clue how many Jews died in Europe? I mean, the Nazis alone were responsible for 6 million Jews. You know, you have no idea. There's Jews died even in the Soviet Union. Okay, under Stalin, the Jews were persecuted and destroyed and wiped out, okay, out there. And you're going to compare that with a bunch of fucking momos charging the fucking White House? You're going to compare people being murdered, children being taken away from their parents and slaughtered, you know, cooked in an oven, gassed, all kinds of shit. You're going to compare that with a bunch of fucking momos charging the fucking White House? And it wasn't Trump's people that charged. It was Antifa that charged. And then, let's be honest now, the police opened up the fucking doors and were letting them in. Alright? And Antifa had talked about this before. We're not going to get too deep into this, so just listen to me and shut up for a second. Okay? We're not going to get too deep into the whole Antifa thing. The Antifa started it. They wore the fucking hats. If you looked at the fucking footage of the guy breaking the window like this, he's using a shield. He broke the window with a shield. And his friends went in and they were wearing helmets. Now, Trump supporters don't carry around shields and they certainly don't wear helmets. Okay? Yes, there were some Trump supporters there, but they were just following because they thought they were going to go there and they wanted to just protest. Peacefully protest. They weren't in there doing the animal shit. That was fucking Antifa. Alright? That was Antifa. Just like that girl that fucking tried to climb through the window, the cop shot her. What's that cop's name? Why isn't he in prison? Because if that was a black chick, let's be honest, if that was a black girl from BLM, that fucking cop right now, his face, his family, everybody would be, forget about it. They'd be fucking, it'd be all over the news. His family would be fucked. Everybody would be fucked. And that black girl would be martyred. There'd be fucking paintings of her name everywhere. Okay? But nothing. Instead, they try to treat her like she was some sort of criminal because she tried to climb through a fucking window with cops standing right there, alright? Cops standing right there while she was doing it. She fell on their fucking feet, the cops' feet. Why didn't they pull her? Why didn't they stop her? Okay? Even they were shocked that she was shot. There's no justice for that girl. That cop murdered her. Joe Pietaro, who's a fucking police detective right here, NYPD detective sergeant, even said that was wrong. It was fucking wrong. Okay? But because she was a white girl and a Trump supporter, they let that cop slide that did that. Now, what does that have to do with Arnold? Arnold is a rat. He's a rat fuck. Okay, I don't respect him at all. Okay, as a bodybuilder, I respect him. I used to have his pictures on my wall. He is good to some of the people, like he's very good to fucking my friend. Okay, Leon Brown, very good to him still. You know, he has some loyal friends that he's very loyal to, but there's also a lot of people he stepped on the way up too. Okay, I said that. Remember in the movie Bigger, Stronger, Faster? The guy who's got his thumbs up here, he's got the middle finger under the table. Yes, I love you. I love you all, you know? Okay? Listen to me. Let's get back to the broken glass, the night of broken glass, that he's comparing. He's comparing that to the White House bullshit. All right? The stupid Trump supporters just followed the lead. The cops were letting them in, and the Antifa people were the ones wilding. Okay? And that's a fucking fact. It's a fact. Anyway. So let's compare that. First of all, let's bring up what I brought up about my father and my mother. What I was telling you about was because I idolized my parents. Arnold didn't idolize his father. On the contrary, supposedly Arnold didn't really like his father. Because his father used to fucking pit him and his brother against each other. And his brother was bigger, stronger, faster than Arnold was. Okay? Arnold lifted weights and got built. But his brother was the sports hero. And his father did not consider bodybuilding a sport. As a matter of fact, he didn't like it. This is a fact. Okay? Gustav was his name. And Gustav was a police officer. And I'll tell you the years. Let's see. I think from 1947 to 1972. The guy died. When he died, he was still a cop. He was the chief. I think he was the chief of police. Okay? Arnold's father. And Arnold's father really wanted him to be a cop. And he was more into that curling. And he was in Austrian sports. Okay? That's what he really... He wanted to see his son accelerate in that. And sometimes he would pit Arnold against his brother to fight. And Arnold never won. His brother would kick his ass. Now, listen. You know, I'm very upset with Arnold. Because Arnold, you know, had 6 fucking episodes of, you know, the Apprentice, right? 6 episodes and he failed. They cut it right there. Schwarzenegger, Trump did it for 15 years and won awards for that show. And that's when Arnold started really turning on Trump. And I started noticing he tweeting and shit and saying stuff about Trump, you know what I mean? He even said, you should let me be the president, you should go back to the reality show, we'll swap. First of all, Arnold, you fucking momo. I love you, bro, but you lost my respect with this shit, okay? Because... let me tell you something. You sucked as a governor. You sucked as a governor. Sucked. Okay? People in California still have not bounced back from when you were the governor. So you couldn't... Dude, let's fucking be real here. And the night of broken glass, when the Australian fucking SA called the brown shirts, they called themselves the brown shirts. I think the exact fucking... they were stormtroopers. His father was one of the leaders. Okay? We don't know if his father was one that broke the glass. I always say his father broke the glass. Okay, yeah, I yelled and screamed that on the Leo Rex show. Okay? It was Big Lenny and everything, too. He's a good kid, Big Lenny. I like him. I say kitty. I'm fucking like 15 years older than him. But anyway, you know, so Arnold, you know, Arnold's father was one of the fucking... He was in a faction of the Nazis. He was in... it was like... the Austrian version of the SS. They were called the SA. Brown shirts, like I said. And I'm trying to think here. Wait, hold on. I gotta just get this straight, because I don't want to fucking... because when I start fucking screaming and ranting, you know, I could get a little loose, and maybe I don't want to miss facts here, okay? The father was actually in a raid on Poland, okay, with the Nazis, when they went in there and they fucking wiped out a lot of people. And that whole fucking faction was brought up, they were considering bringing up his guys on war crime charges. Alright? That's how the group that his father was in. Okay? So, even if his father's not one of the people that actually broke the glass, which I think he was, but I can't say for sure, because they sealed some of the records over there. Okay? But that's like saying you're a member of the fucking KKK. You're not the guy who roped the black dude, who lynched him, tied the rope and put it around his neck. But you were right there, and you're one of them. You're still a KKK. You're still a piece of shit. Gabish? Does that make sense? Right? It's not just if the KKK back in the 1940s when they hung somebody, all right? If they hung a black guy, it's not just the guy who put the rope around his neck. That whole fucking, the whole crew were no good. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being called because my skin is white. I'm tired of fucking saying I'm racist or white supremacist or anything. White privilege, bullshit. There's only economic privilege. I can prove that to you. Okay? There's no such thing. It's economic privilege. Alright? I'm just telling you. there's a few stories. Supposedly, well, I know for a fact they talk about it in an article. You could research this shit. But Schwarzenegger was friends with Kurt Waldheim, and he was a little worried about, what his father's legacy could do to him over here. Because he knew his father was a Nazi, but he didn't know to what extent his father did anything. His father didn't come home and tell everybody, I did this, I killed a bunch of Jews. He didn't say that to his family. Okay? He didn't teach his kids the hate that he had. That he didn't do. Okay? But it's documented his father was a big-time fucking, SA Nazi fucking sympathizer guy member. Kurt Waldheim was a good friend of Arnold's. And when Waldheim was being brought up and they were trying to say, oh, they brought up his Nazi past, and it's the same time Schwarzenegger got married. And Schwarzenegger invited him to his wedding, and at the last minute, Waldheim he said he was going to go, then he pulled back. He said, I can't go, all right, because there's too much bullshit going on. So instead of going to the wedding, Waldheim sent him a present, all right, and he didn't show up. And at the time, everywhere in America, we were hearing about COVID. I remember very close, 1986. Okay, I think it was May of 1986, if I'm correct. And Waldheim it was in the TV all the time. Oh, Waldheim's a Nazi, fucking, involved in killing Jews and everything over there. So Schwarzenegger, at his wedding, supposedly toasted. Not supposedly, he did. He toasted. He said, I want to toast to my good friend Kurt Waldheim. And everybody went silent. They went silent at the wedding when he toasted to Kurt Waldheim. Waldheim purposely didn't go because there was too much shit going on in America. It's everywhere that Kurt Waldheim was a Nazi, and he was friends with Schwarzenegger and Schwarzenegger's father, and Schwarzenegger's father was in a Nazi party. All of that shit was everywhere. Okay? Okay? So, Schwarzenegger kind of stepped on his own foot there by doing that. There was a lot of celebrities and everybody, and a lot of other liberal fucks sitting in there and everything, and they're all sitting there, and everybody was dead silent when Schwarzenegger did that. Now, there's also a story. I don't know how true it is. But I've been told by sources that seem pretty fucking legit that Schwarzenegger back in 1971 or 72 did some sort of expo where he, almost like a guest posing, with whatever it was back then, okay, in, I don't know if it was Germany or one of those German-speaking countries, right? And at the show, at the end of the show, he thought he would, Schwarzenegger's one of them fucking guys that likes to tell you what you want to hear, okay? He's politically correct, and he's fucking, he likes to schmooze, just like with the whole thing of smoking pot, and he doesn't sit around and smoke pot, you know what I mean? I have friends who fucking close with him. I know Arnold, but I don't know him like that. I don't hang out with him and shit. But I could tell you for a fact, I know he was the first one at the party and the first one to leave. And he never drank more than a beer. And he wasn't, that whole thing about his father dying and him not going to the funerals was because of the Olympia's all bullshit. That's a bullshit story. You know that, right? It's a bullshit story. Don't let anybody tell you different. I know for a fact that it's a bullshit story. But it sounded good. He liked to tell people what they want to hear. So anyway, getting back to this little guest posing gig, supposedly, after he did his posing, he went like that to the crowd, like Zig Heil, you know what I mean? And everybody actually booed him and started fucking throwing shit at the stage and then left. He thought that they might, you're German, I'm German, Zig Heil, He thought that maybe, that's the story. I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's what I've heard. And I've also seen it on the internet, but I've heard it from reliable sources. Is Arnold a Nazi? No. Is Arnold, does he hate Jews? No, I don't believe he does. Okay, let's get that clear. I do not believe that Arnold has any of those feelings at all. I believe it's the sins of the father. Now, why am I telling you all this shit? Why? Am I trying to tarnish Arnold's view? No. But you can't tell me when you fucking compare, I'm sick and tired of Democrats, liberals, and all these people saying, okay, that it's fucking Trump, you can compare Trump to a Nazi or Adolf Hitler's insane. First of all, I've said this before. His daughter's an Orthodox Jew. Jared Kushner's an Orthodox Jewish son-in-law who's in his cabinet, who's one of his advisors, okay? His grandsons wear yarmulkes on their head when they go fly on Air Force One with him. So he's the first Jew-loving Nazi. It's ridiculous. And you cannot compare anybody to Adolf Hitler. You want to compare Joseph Stalin to Adolf Hitler? You can do that. You want to compare Chairman Mao to Adolf Hitler? You can do that. Che Rivera, who some of you people view as he's a freedom fighter. Bullshit. He killed gays. He's tortured them. He killed anybody who didn't believe in his fucking way. That's a motherfucker, okay? You want to compare Mussolini, those kind of people? That's a different story. Idi Amin, you want to compare, Saddam Hussein, I could go on. You want to compare them to Adolf Hitler? Go ahead. But Donald Trump never hurt nobody. And it's not his fault. He said you have the right to go and make your voice heard and peacefully protest right at the Capitol. And they did it all summer, this summer of love. You know what I mean? They did it outside the Capitol then, and the Capitol Police were considered villains, and the same D.C. mayor who now wanted every fucking soldier and his brother to come here, sent them home in the summer. Said, we don't want a military presence here. That looks bad. We want all of you soldiers, okay? You follow me? The National Guard. We want every one of you to go home. And the D.C. police were villains, and it was okay to burn down D.C., and it was okay to burn down that church that Abraham Lincoln used to go to every single day. Abraham Lincoln used to pray at that church. And the fucking stupid Antifa motherfuckers burnt that shit, okay? They didn't burn it to the ground because they got it, because we stopped it. And then when Trump put up a fucking fence out there, they said there's no fence, barbed wire fence, no, that's bad, this, that. But now, when it comes to Trump supporters, they don't have the right to peacefully protest. The only reason why they stormed the White House was because Antifa ran, and the cops opened up the gates and said, go ahead. There's plenty of videos for you people who say I'm full of shit, I'm wrong. I'm not going to post videos here because I'm not going to demonetize this channel because of my shit. But Google it. The cops let them in. There's plenty of videos out there. It's all over the internet showing cops opening the doors. Come on in. Okay? So don't you dare compare the genocide of human beings with something like that. That's your narrative. You're sick in the head if you do that. You're sick with hate. The hate for Trump is greater than the love for America. There's people like Bill Maher said, I'd rather see America crash and burn and us go into a recession or depression than see Donald Trump fucking, get in the office again. Really? You feel that way? You feel that way? Maybe you're what's wrong with this country. Maybe you're wrong. So, my thing is, Arnold should have just told the truth. My father was not such great. He was a Nazi. Instead, he tried to bury all that shit. When he was running for governor, he paid a lot of people for a lot of this shit to kind of go away and be sealed up and, Hey, listen. Do you know why steroids are illegal the way they are? Because Arnold lobbied for steroids to be illegal in 1990, and the rumor was the reason why he did it when he was, the fitness coordinator for George Bush Sr.'s, fitness council and all that shit. And you know why he did it? He said it was for the health of America and all this other shit, and steroids are bad, they're evil. But you know why he did it? Supposedly he did not want Lee Haney to break his record. That's a fucking fact. Now, I don't know about the record part being a fact, but it's a fact that Arnold's the one who lobbied for making steroids illegal. Listen to me. I'm going to say it again. The guy who's got his thumbs up here, telling you, I got you back, is the guy with the middle finger under the table. Look at Joe Biden. Look at him. He's already cut the pipeline jobs. He's fucking killing jobs already. He's not got no unity, right? The gas is going up. He stopped the pipeline, bro. What are we going to do for fuel, right? What are we going to do for fuel? Listen. I could give you a fucking million things, He's worried about transgenders. That's a new thing right now. Transgenders belong in women's sports. No, they don't. Okay, I'm all for transgenders. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are transgender, and I guess somebody in my family is transgender, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. But they should have their own division. Put them in their own division. Okay? That's it. It's that simple. You can't take a man that was once... Look, Fallon Fox, who fights in the UFC, as a guy, used to get his ass kicked all the time. He was a less than average fighter. Joe Rogan talks about it all the time. He was a less than average fighter. Gets his fucking piece of the D cut off, okay? He gets fucking whatever, tits put in, whatever. He becomes a woman. Now he's knocking girls out. Okay? It's a disadvantage. These fucking guys running track and all that shit, they look like fucking men. They don't look anything like a woman. They still get their piece of legad between their legs. I'm sorry. I'm all for transgender. But you gotta put a square peg in a square hole. Okay? They don't belong in women's sports. These are the things that Joe Biden, bro. I'm not going to go over a whole litany about him. You already know the shit that this fucking guy's doing. Alright? Let me finish the Arnold thing by just telling you. Arnold should have came out, told the truth. Listen, in my country, my father wasn't the greatest guy. He was a Nazi. He did some things. I don't even know what he did. But you know what? That's the way it was. But don't compare that fucking bullshit. The night of broken glass. Don't you dare compare that with storming the White House. With protesters outside the White House. Nobody fucking did anything. That was Antifa. There's no fucking Trump supporters planning on fucking, taking Nancy Pelosi hostage or doing that kind of shit. That was Antifa. That's just a fact. It's already been found out. They planned it on Facebook weeks before it even happened. Facts. So, Arnold, you're a fucking rat fuck. Sorry. You're a rat fuck. You should fucking stop that shit. You're not a Republican. You're like Mitt Romney. You got no respect now. You couldn't run for mayor and win. The people like you because you're Arnold and you schmooze everybody. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at, and they think of Arnold the bodybuilder. Okay? You're a wolf in sheep's clothing. Or maybe actually the opposite way. You're a sheep in wolf's clothing. Regardless. As a bodybuilder, you're great. As a movie star, I love you. But you know what? As a human being, you're a rat. You're a rat fuck. Next. Listen. I'm tired of being called white because I'm white, that I should have some sort of guilt. I have no guilt. I'm fucking proud. I'm proud to be Italian, American. I'm proud to be white. Doesn't matter. Not that I think the white's better than black, Hispanic, or any of that shit. My children's grandfather was black. My ex-wife, the mother of my children, was mulatto. Her father was black. Her mother was white. Okay? Her father died right when she was born in 1967. All right? He was already in his mid-70s. He was much older than her mother. Okay? He was born right around the turn of the century. Okay? He was born in. His father was born, his father was born into slavery. I don't know when his father was born, the actual date or any of that shit. But his father was born into slavery. He was a slave on a plantation in Georgia. So my children have slave blood in them. Okay, and I'm not talking about like a little eyebrow hair, like it's far off. They're 1/4 black. Their mother's mulatto. Their mother's half black, half white. Okay? My girlfriend's Mexican, off the boat. Well, through the desert, across the river, Mexican. Okay? That's what my girlfriend is. My girlfriend couldn't even speak English till she was 7 years old. I mean, I'm tired of this shit, bro. There's no such thing as white privilege. That's bullshit. Listen to me. Can a white guy get on the cover of Ebony magazine? No. Can a white person, guy or girl, win a BET award, Black Entertainment Award? No. Can a white person get a scholarship from the United Negro College Fund? No. There's no United White College Fund, right? That would be fucking, you know how racist that would be? Okay? I mean, you want me to go on, they have even the Black SB, the sports awards and all that shit, Black Entertainment, Black Music Awards, they have all these different things, okay? There's black networks on Netflix and shit, there's all kind, on the, whatever you call it, not Netflix, whatever, on that shit, the internet there, there's all that shit. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. Was it white privilege that got Jay-Z to close down a whole fucking ward when his kid was born, and there was white fathers and mothers who couldn't see their own kid because Jay-Z had the whole hospital fucking ward closed? Do you remember that? Do you know how many times Jay-Z's gone into a restaurant and paid, and they tell everybody, finish your dinner, get out, let's go, because Jay-Z wants to eat here. Do you have any idea? Is it white privilege that puts Oprah Winfrey at one of the richest people ever in Hollywood? And then she has the audacity, who used to tell Donald Trump, you should run for president, you should run for president. Not only does she hate him, but now she's anti-white. Oh, old white people need to die, so the younger people who we kind of can control a little bit, by teaching that 1619, whatever the fuck that 1619 project bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear any of that shit. The history of this country is the history of this country. Fuck that cancel culture. Fuck diversity. Fuck it. I'm for pluralism, which is everybody. But diversity is racist. It's anti-white. Okay? And it's definitely anti-man. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Don't give me that shit, whereas that's this, so well, black people don't get paid as much as white people for the same. That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. They're giving jobs to people just because of their skin. Look at that beast, that transgender beast from Pennsylvania that's now the health fucking person in the Biden fucking, that filth. That decided at 70 years old or whatever, 69, 70 years old, that, I think I'm a woman. And now she got her mother out of the hospital, okay, when COVID hit, took her out of the nursing home, not hospital, took her out of the nursing home she was in, put her in a hotel room, and had the state of Pennsylvania pay for that woman, 90-something-year-old woman, 92, I think, year-old woman, to be in a fucking hotel room. Well, this filth stuck all these old people in back in that nursing home where her mother was, which was infested with fucking corona, and people died. That's what he put. What you're telling me, that the best person for the job is her? Is that beast? No, sorry. And I'm not calling her a beast because she's transgender. I'm calling her a beast because she's a fucking filth of a human. No human being does that, okay? If you fucking shit on other people like that, then you deserve to be called a beast, okay? I'm tired of that. Diversity is the same thing as affirmative action, which means a dude scores an 85 on a police test because his skin color is dark, and a white dude that scores a 95 on a police test, you're going to get on first because, the black or minority is going to get on first because, diversity, That's racist. When the head of a company says we need to hire more blacks, more Hispanics, more minorities, more Asians, more transgenders, that's racist. That's fucking that to me is not diversity. That's racist, sexist. Okay, that's what that is. I don't care what's between your legs. I don't care what skin color you are. The best person for the job who should get the job. And that's not what's happening today. There's people getting into Harvard University who have B, their grades are B, but because they're either black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the fuck they are, they're getting in over somebody else just because their skin is white. It's wrong. And I don't believe that white people deserve to be treated better than anybody else. I think we all need to be treated equally, and the best person gets the job. Don't give me that women don't get as paid as much as men for the same job. Show me where. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. No fucking employer in a right mind would even fucking go for that. You would own them. You take them to court today, you'd fucking lose. Forget about it. You wouldn't even stand a chance. They'd kill you. They'd kill you in court if you were a business owner and you paid. Well, you know what? You're a woman. We're gonna pay you less for a job than a man. Okay, that's such bullshit. Don't give me that shit. I don't care what's between your legs. I don't care what your gender is, what you think your gender is, whatever. That's I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just telling you. Okay? I'm just telling you. All right? Listen, if these people today can pick their gender non-binary, there's no such thing as that shit. There's no such thing as gender fluid, none of that shit. That's all fucking, that's not, you got mental, listen, what if I said, you know what? I identify me, Gregg Valentino. Okay, I think, you know what? I identify as a 13-year-old girl, and now I want to play on a girls' basketball team. Okay, in a middle school girls' basketball team because I identify as a middle school. You think they'd let me do it? No. But why not? Why not? What if I identify as a 13-year-old girl? Why can't I be on that team? Shower with them and everything. Why can't I do that? Why can't I use the same bathroom with them? Come on. We all know that that's sick. It's sick. It's sick. I'm not gonna get into transgender. We'll talk about that in another fucking thing, okay? And because I'm all for it, whatever they want. But now when you got some 70-year-old man who decides, at 70 now you realize, oh shit, I've been living my life as a lie. I'm a woman. The fuck out of here. You know what that is? That's a fetish. You like prancing around in high heels, masturbating in your wife's clothes and shit like that. It's a fetish. Like, it's different when you get some kid who's not been tortured by his parents and twisted in their brain. You're a girl, you're a girl, you're a girl, you're a girl. It's wrong, okay? That's sick in the head, too. We'll talk about what I believe is true, that way, and the people I know in another show. Okay, because this is not a transgender show, but this show is about what's right and what's wrong, okay? And right now, diversity's bullshit. Don't let anybody fucking shove that shit up your ass. Is bullshit, okay? Is bullshit. Pluralism. I'm for everybody. Diversity means if you're white, get at the back of the line. And I don't care if you got black people say, yeah, but that's the way it was. Back in the 1950s, Martin Luther King, that was then, this is now, bro. This is a different story. I wasn't around. I didn't do that to nobody. I never lynched nobody. I never treated no black man any different than I treated, I've dated black girls. I've had black girlfriends. I never treated them different than I treated my white girlfriend or whatever. Dude, I haven't really been with a white chick since I was in high school. It's either Hispanic, Puerto Rican, dude, let me tell you, Latina's my favorite flavor. Everybody knows that. Okay, I'm for pluralism. You got that? Diversity just means affirmative action, which means racism. Means anti-white, fuck you. Fuck you. That's what that means. It's a fuck you to white people. What's going on? Is Gregg Valentino, and I made a deal with myself for the New Year's. I'm going to start eating good. So that's why I'm eating meatballs. Alright? Because I'm also a New York Guinea, and I talk with my mouth full. Now, wait a minute. My girlfriend, she was eating this. She would put this shit on there. It's got her father's picture right there. But I can't handle spice. But what I do to kick it up a notch is I'll take a Game Face. GameFaceSupplements.com. Right there, bro. Buy 2, get 1 free. Nootropic Smart Drug. Put it right on the fucking meatball. Look at that. Okay? Right there. Gotta wash it down with a little root beer. Diet root beer. Anyway. You need to put your Game Face on. Whoa! That's a spicy meatball. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up. I just want to say... Oh! Before I spit my last statement out, I just want to say, you know what else we're in trouble with? I meant to stick this in there. Just hear me out one last second with my rant bullshit, okay? Dude, they want to fucking change the laws on domestic terrorism. Do you know what that means? You know what that means? That means they eventually want to make it so today with the cancel culture, because you're Republican, you like Trump, you're a piece of shit, you're no good, you're like that, that's what you are. You know what that means? If they ever go through what Nancy Pelosi wants to go through, that means that one day they may make it so that if you fucking say I love Trump or I'm a Republican or whatever, they want to take your freedom of thought and freedom of speech away. Freedom, not just freedom of speech, freedom of thought. They say they may take that to the next level and you become like what Hugo Chavez had down there in Venezuela. Where if you go out and say publicly, I think Donald Trump is better than Joe Biden, they could fucking arrest you for that. They can make the domestic terrorism laws that if you even say anything wrong, I don't like the Democrat, Joe Biden's a piece of shit. What? What did you say? That's treasonous? Hugo Chavez, it was like Adolf Hitler, bro. If you said one word bad about Hitler, they had Hitler youths and people, neighbors would fucking turn you in and say, he said Adolf Hitler was no, they'd fucking take you and then nobody would ever see you again. Like communist China. So, anyway. So we don't want none of that shit coming here, bro. Fuck your domestic terrorism laws. I believe, have a law, domestically, I believe there's terrorists. But freedom of thought, freedom of speech, don't you dare touch that. That's our right. It's not a privilege. It's a right. All right. Listen to me. You gotta watch what you say online. You gotta watch. Listen to me, I don't know if you guys noticed, but about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was offered a job with IBM, believe it or not, to be run their whole health program and do this whole thing with training and everything, and build a gym in this one IBM. It's one of the top IBMs, okay, of all the IBMs. It's called a Watson. So if you people watch this, you know so many IBM. You say, do you know IBM Watson? They'll say, oh yeah, that's our big research. Day or two before, they hired me, they put me all down, this, that, the other thing. I did all the paperwork, all the background, all the bullshit you gotta go through. And then, boom. All of a sudden, I get a phone call. Greg, you're not gonna believe this. They're not gonna hire you. And I'm like, why are they gonna hire me? Because there happened to be some girl who worked in IBM, who worked in one of the boss's offices that saw that I was being brought on to be the fitness coordinator and they were building the gym and everything, and I was going to help them build the gym. Remember, I've built 3 gyms in my life, okay, and super fantastic gyms, super prosperous gyms, okay. My last one was a powerhouse gym, and I've had Lee Haney, Ron Love, Jackie Paisley, Laura Cravell, Vince Taylor, Tanya Knight, Lee Labrada. I've had so many pro bodybuilders train there, it's not even funny, okay. So anyway, at my gym, this girl who worked in that office was once a female bodybuilder. And she told the boss, oh my God, you don't want that guy. He was once involved in drugs and this and that and everything. And you got to see the videos he makes. And then they went online and she brought in a magazine, showed him my column, Rambling Freak, where I'm fuck this, fuck that, a salty mouth. And then they watched the videos. And the guy saw the videos and he was horrified. So he called in the guy, who I'm friends with actually, that hired me to get me in there, and all the bosses, and he said, you fucking crazy? Did you see what this guy does? Look at the internet. What I'm trying to tell you, the moral of this is that your internet presence, what you say on the internet and what you do, okay, it affects everything else in your life. They canceled me right back then and there. All right, basically, I lost the job that was going to pay. I was getting paid $120,000 a year. That's what I would have gotten. I never got shit. Okay, but that was my starting pay with, bonuses and everything. And I lost it in one shot, all because of some girl. And you know what's funny? She actually, because she worked for the boss that does the big boss, he hired her to do it. And guess what? The project tanked. It failed. Right? If I would have done it, it would have fucking flown. Because just because I talk salty, and my mouth is big, and I may say shit that people don't like, I get the job done. I haven't gotten as far as I have. You don't see me on all these video channels and on television and movies and shit that I've accomplished. Give me the props now. I publish books, not no self-publish. I didn't publish it myself. It's in bookstores and everything, okay? Both my books. Publish books and everything. I haven't gotten all that shit because I'm stupid, okay? But you gotta watch what you say and watch what you do. Now I don't give a shit. You can cancel me. What are you gonna do? Cancel what? Cancel this, motherfucker. Cancel this. I'm not afraid to say what I feel. But you guys out there, I want every one of you to know that you are special. Listen to me, okay? You are essential. When they use the word essential workers, everybody's essential. Anybody who works is essential. You gabish? Because you fuel the economy, you take care of your family, right? You perform a job that every job adds into making this world run. There's not a job out there. I don't care if you sweep the streets, okay? If you're a street sweeper, it's essential. Do you understand? Your job is important. I don't care if you cut the grass. Somebody's got to do it. Otherwise, it gets out of control. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every job is essential, and every one of you are essential, and every one of you are special. So don't let this shit out there control you or get in your head and make you think that you're less of a person, maybe because you're not a nurse or a doctor. La fungul all them, okay? I don't give a shit. Or a cop or a fireman or an ambulance worker. God bless them all too. Okay, but listen what I mean when I say listen, that's good. They're good. I didn't mean that disrespectfully. But the guy who digs the ditch is just as important. So don't fucking think you're not important, every one of you. You don't have to be a fireman. You don't have to be a nurse or a doctor or a cop or a fucking whatever. You don't have to be one of them to be essential. Yes, I praise all of them. And I'm definitely back to blue, okay? I back to blue 100%. But I praise all of you. Every one of you are essential. Do you understand that? Every one of you. Don't ever think about anything less than that. I mean, you know, we're all in this together, and that's the problem, is that a lot of people don't understand that. You're sitting in the same fucking bathtub filled with shit as I am. We're all in it together. A lot of people think their shit don't stink, or because they got a lot of scotto. Okay? Let me tell you something. If this country ever fucking exploded, and it was trouble, and God forbid there was ever civil war, which I'm against that. I don't ever want something like that. Look what happened even with fucking Saddam Hussein over there. Fucking when they went into Iraq, the soldiers, you know, they get to picking up the money. It was worth nothing anymore. It was worth nothing. Do you understand that? It's just a paper. That's all it is. We're all the same. I don't give a shit what your bank account is. If you're a fucking lawyer, or if you're the guy that digs the ditch. You're the same. You bleed the same. You deserve to be loved, and you deserve to have respect. Every one of us are the same. Don't sweat this shit. Some of you have good jobs, and have the kind of jobs like my friend has. You know, my friend works for J.P. Morgan Chase, and I tell him, don't say, you know, he's a huge Trump fan. And I tell him, don't ever fucking say anything. He was telling me the other day that, you know, he was supposed to give this big speech, and he's a VP there. I'm not going to say who he is, okay? I was taking a bunch of VPs, but he's a VP there. And when they were going to announce him, the guy said, you know, the guy who was running the event that he was at, that was going to announce him, said, how do I refer you? Do I refer to you as he, she, they, them, and all that? And he said, are you fucking kidding me? And my friend's built shit. My friend said, what do I look like? Do I look like a fucking he, she, they, them girl to you? And he said, no, I can't, I didn't say that, but you know, we have to ask you that. We have to ask you that. He said, I'm a fucking man, bro. You refer to me as him. Mister. And he got a doctorate, so he said, doctor. Unlike Joe Biden, who's not got a doctorate. He's got a teaching fucking degree. You know, a teaching doctorate, which is, my niece has that. She's 25, she's already got she's not a doctor. Anyway. Capiche? Alright? So that's the kind of shit we gotta deal with today. And I told him, don't ever fucking, and that was the point I was trying to make to you guys, is that I told him, don't ever fucking make your views known. Because they will fucking bury you with that. So some of you, let Big Mouth Valentino do the talking. Let me say the bullshit out there. Let me say the shit. Because I can take the kicking ass. They can't do anything to me anymore. What are you gonna do? Huh? I'm 60 years old. You think I give a shit? If they ban me from YouTube, ooh, fuck, my life's over. Sorry, bro. I don't give two shits. Alright? No shit's given. But you, alright? It could cost you a job. Or cost you something. You know? Whatever. There's families now who don't talk to each other. One kid, like, one family, oh, Black Lives Matter. You know, and the other was like, oh, are you kidding me? Fuck that. No, I'm fuck that too, by the way. Okay? This is Black Lives Matter is racism disguising itself as anti-racism. Which is bullshit. Show me one black person. Thanks to Black Lives Matter, they've made $1 billion since George Floyd. Filth like fucking, what's his name there? The wrestler there, fucking, you know, donated $1 million. John Cena donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter. Why don't you donate $1 million to St. Jude's? Help children who are in need. Doesn't show color. They don't see color. St. Jude's don't see color. They don't know if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian. They don't care. Everybody's free. You know what I mean? Take care of kids. I want to see somebody say, look, thanks to Black Lives Matter, look at this. I got this new house. Or they're building a school over there with the money. Where's the money? Where did all that money go? Where did that money go? Look, they built a school. Oh, no, they're building a hospital. Oh, they're putting it towards, you know, they're building a new college. They're doing, no, they're not doing anything because it goes to the Democrats. So they can own the Democrats. It's a Marxist group, bro. They just made the name. If I decided to come up with a group, it's like they're like preachers. They're like, you know, like, oh, people, oh, Joel Osteen, he's so good. No. Yeah, meanwhile, He lives in a mansion with swimming pools and drives fucking, he's got fucking Rolls Royces and shit, fucking drives around in limousines and everything, owns a fucking, a stadium, you know what I mean? He owns a sports arena. Yeah, because God told you to donate all that money, right? What is he doing with the money? How many homeless does he feed? Where does he build homeless for? I remember when the flood hit in New Orleans. He locked his doors, so he ain't coming in here. Oh, that was very Christ-like. Those are people, bro. Those are the evil people, okay? And Black Lives Matter is evil, bro. They don't give a shit about black people. If they did be in Libya right now, where they're selling slaves like they did. They're selling blacks like they did back in the 1800s. Google that shit, Libya. We're going to get into that. I'm not racist, bro. All lives matter. Your life matters. I don't give a shit what color your skin is. What God you pray to, I don't care. Your life matters. And you're essential. And I love you all. Thank you for listening to my fucking bullshit, alright? Remember, don't feel like you got to be a martyr, and don't say, well, I'm going to be, I want to be like Valentino or a late priest. I'm going to say what I feel, and that. No, be careful with that, because you can lose your job. Okay, you could lose something in your life. Let us fucking guys who, I'll handle it, okay? Just thank you for backing me. Thank you for supporting me. Just don't listen, they may control your body. Like when I was locked up in prison, I wasn't in prison. I was in the county jail. But when I was locked up, I remember saying to myself, you can lock up my body, but you can't lock up my mind. You can't lock up my brain. My soul is mine. You can never lock that up. It's free. Okay? My soul is free. So what I'm trying to tell you is that just keep your soul yours. Keep your mind clear. It's yours. Okay? You may have to go to work every day and deal with fucking hearing people say, listen, we need to hire more blacks, more minorities, we need, diversity. We're going to put a transgender woman, as the new head of the department. You may not like that. You may have to sit there, but if you fucking voice your opinion, you lose your job. Don't lose your job. Let big mouths like me fucking go out there. Eventually, we'll get it fixed. Okay? But till then, I love you guys. Keep the faith. Alright? Be good to your girl, be good to your wife, be good to your significant other. Pay your fucking child support. Stop fucking around and stop being a momo. I love you guys. See you in the next video.